Good morning, everyone. Over time, through my knowledge of the PRINCE2 methodology, I have realized that there's a lot to learn in the application. And one day I stumbled on this idea and decided to share with everyone. It's simply um, a bit of understanding of how the processes and the themes kind of merge. So I have simply titled it the Understanding the PRINCE2 Themes and Processes, the Connection. As we all know, there are seven themes. We have organization, which is about the people. We have the business case theme, which is mostly about justification and getting our benefits. We have the plans theme, which focuses on how things are done, how much things are going to cost, when we're going to deliver, and of course, the resources we're going to need. We have the risk theme that is simply focused on managing uncertainties. We have the change theme that focuses on issues. We have the quality theme that is focusing on how to make sure the product we're creating is fit for purpose. And we have the progress theme that is strictly focused on control. Also, we have seven processes. We have the starting up a project process, which is where everything about confirming viability and the project being worthwhile is done. We have directing a project. This is where the project board carry out all their own activities to monitor and control the project, since they are the ones responsible for the success of the project. We have initiating the project process, which is focused on getting the baselines for everything we want to do during the project, defining everything. Most of the definitions are done at initiation. Managing a stage boundary is simply where the project manager, in between stages, plans the next stage, prepares a report for the just concluded stage, and updates the project plan and business case as well. We have controlling the stage process. This is where the project manager focuses on the day-to-day activities of delivering the project products required for that particular stage. We have the managing a product delivery, where the team managers and the team members focusing on creating the deliverables for the project. And finally, we have closing a project, where we have to hand over, close everything we're doing. We hand over what has been finished. We create a final report on everything done. We do the final evaluation and then recommend for closure. But there's a bit of connection in all these things, so I'll share that in my next slide. So you might be wondering what I have done here. On this particular slide, you have the themes going down across the columns, and you have the processes going horizontally, you have the themes down vertically, and then you see some X's mapped on it. So that's why I titled this theme versus processes, the mapping chart. If you look at it, it can easily let you know the things going on and how to identify some things during the PRINCE2 execution of a project. So let me take this one after the other. At startup, you see that there are X's in front of organization, the business case, the plans theme, the risk theme, the change theme, and the quality theme, but not the progress theme. So if you remember what happens in startup, you remember that the first things we do is to appoint the executive, the project manager, and all the members of the project management team. That is the organization's theme at work there. You also know that at startup, the executive is expected to prepare the outline business case. That is the business case theme at work there. We also would recollect that we need to identify the approach to deliver the project products. Now that is the plan's theme there. And of course, in the business case, there's a slight part of uncertainty being mentioned, which is the stating of the major risks that could affect the project objectives. That's why the risk theme is also ticked there. And the change theme, is all about issues. Yes, we don't have any issues at the starting of a project process, but what we do to support not having issues really is this. We make sure we make clear definitions, state the clear requirements for what we need to do at that point. And of course, we cannot eliminate the quality theme because we need to define the project product description, and that is where it starts from. You might wonder why there's no progress theme. Now, this is open for debate. There's nothing we are controlling at this point. We're just trying to get a basis before we move ahead. So we're just creating a project brief. There's no reporting, no definition of tolerances. We're not breaking anything to stages just yet. So progress theme is not particularly active. Then if we go to DP is directing the project process. You see that the DP is where the project board, they carry out their functions. Now, you see that the only theme that is not ticked there is the quality theme, and it's because the project board, they don't really do anything per se on making sure that the quality of the product is being met. All they do is simply to authorize. They've handed over the creation of the products and the manual day-to-day activities to the project manager. But they communicate with stakeholders. That's why organization theme is ticked. They review the business case. That is why the business case theme is ticked. Of course, they review the plans. They sometimes could own risk. And of course, they have to handle exceptions. Progress is the key thing they do there because they give authorizations and they monitor and control at that point. But also, I'd like to say this is also open to debate regarding quality. But if you go through the book, there's really no activity for the project board during the course of the stages. They don't really review the quality criteria. Once everything has been defined, it is passed to the project manager to monitor. Then let's go to initiating the project process. You will observe that everything is ticked at that point. Yes, that's because that is where we establish all baselines. Organization theme there, we're creating the communications management approach. The business case theme there, we're creating a detailed business case and a benefits management approach. The plans theme there, we are creating the project plan. The risk theme there, we are creating the risk management approach, and of course we identify and assess all inherent risks in the project. The change theme there, we create the change control approach. The quality theme there, we create the quality migrant approach, and of course the progress theme there, we create the project controls. So that's where all baselines are created. And then if you move to managing the stage boundary, SB, what we simply do there is about planning the next stage, reporting the previous stage, and updating the business case and the project plan. So you see that organization is ticked because that is also where we pick the new people that will be joining the next stage. The business case team is ticked there because we update the business case with actuals of the just concluded stage. We tick the plans theme there because we have to plan the next stage. I think we have to tick the risk theme there as well because you have to assess, you have to identify and assess all possible risks that will happen in that stage. So I'm going to have to put an X there. There's nothing going on regarding change theme there because we don't have issues. Issues are basically unplanned events that affect the objectives of the project. So nothing is happening at that point. Regarding the quality theme, we've already done the key activities at that point, at definition, at initiation. But I might even have to take that because you still have to break down, you're not particularly breaking down anything anymore. You're just going to be carrying out those activities. So that's why I didn't really tick anything for quality theme at that point because no quality activity is really going on there. But like I said, I am open to a debate here. And regarding progress theme has to be ticked there because there's a report that goes to the project board, which is the end stage report. All right. Okay. So let's now go to controlling a stage. You see that everything there is ticked. Organization theme because you have to communicate with the team managers. You're using the CMA, of course, because you've established that in your plan. Business case would definitely be coming up because when you have issues, you have to review the business case. The plans thing because you are using the plan to execute the stage. Risk because you have to either implement or monitor or carry out risk activities during the stage. You have to carry out issue and control activities. Issue and change control activities during the stage. You are carrying out quality activities during the stage, and of course, you are reporting and giving tolerances in controlling the stage. But remember this is where the project manager functions during the stage. Then if you go to MP, which is managing product delivery, you see that organization is ticked because of communication. Business case is not ticked because they don't really do anything with the business case. Plans team is ticked because they have to create the team plan and they have to execute following the team plan. Change because when they identify deviations or issues, they escalate to the project manager. Quality because they are creating the deliverables and they get approval. And progress because they report to the project manager regarding exceptions and progress. And then you see in CP, which is the final one, we have organization ticked because we have to communicate with stakeholders and people who have to come and be part of the closing activities of the project. You have to close final updates in the business case. You have to put the final updates in the project plan and then review. Of course, there's no risk activity at that point because there's nothing going on at that point. No change because there's nothing going on at that point because it's a fixed point to hand over. There's quality because we have to confirm that the product is meeting the acceptance criteria, and of course there's progress because there's a final report, which is we have the end project report, we have the lessons reports as well. So these are the intersections that I have identified during the course of my understanding of the PRINCE2 methodology. I hope it's been helpful.